Alright, so the reason I play Protoss is once upon a time. Alright, are we gonna do this? We're doing this. Right. It's happening, boys. Once upon a time. Okay. Once upon a time. Baby Desro. Baby Desro lived in a house. Lived in a house, alright? And next to his house, that was the like backyard or whatever. Next to his house was his neighbor's house. And so baby Desro eventually grew up, and then he was 10 years old. And then he was maybe like 5 or 6. The neighbors had a daughter, so we're gonna paint the daughter. The neighbor had a daughter, and we played Barbie together. Barbie, I was Ken. Barbie and Ken, XO, Uggs. But eventually, instead of like playing with the girl that was around my age, I was hanging out with the cool guy. Now the cool guy was kind of weird. He was nice, but kind of weird. So I guess that's why he ended up playing with me. He was maybe like 2 or 3 or I guess 4 years older than me. And so we went into their basements. They had a basement over here. It was kind of wide. There was like a back room. Then there was like the general room. Then there was like a little room here. And then they had like a arrangement storage room or whatever. And in the back room was a desk. Just like that. Then there are 2 chairs. And the first... I wouldn't say was it the first? I'm not sure if it was the first computer I've ever played on. Because once upon a time, Baby Desro was babysit by someone who I considered sort of like my grandparents, because my grandparents were dead. So Baby Desro played on a computer. Let's get rid of the neighbor girl because she's kind of useless. All right. So Baby Desro played. Actually, we're gonna mesh this story into 2. All right. So we're gonna pause that story of the basement. And then we're also gonna talk about Baby Desro. So Baby Desro, my mom, she had like her maternity time off, but eventually Baby Desro went and got babysit by an old couple. All right, an old couple. Wait, that was a lady, I guess. So an old couple, and so she's a little large. She was really tiny. It's more like this, more like this. She was really tiny, like. But anyway, so my babysitter had a kid, and actually we're gonna mesh this story into 2. So they had a kid, and he was about like maybe 15 when I was 5. There's like something like a 10-year difference, and that guy played pool. So the thing with the balls, that was really cool. He also had a guitar. Which is why I ended up playing guitar. This is my guitar, by the way. It's a beautiful guitar. And he also had a computer. Now the computer, I kind of used it just to type words, my vocabulary words. I would go there sometimes and just type my word. And eventually I ended up with that computer, I think. And I would continue doing my words. That's why I can type fast, because when I was like 8 years old or 9 years old, instead of taking a book to do my vocabulary with a pen and paper, I would just type it on the computer. Also, that's one of the reasons I think why I have like really bad handwriting, because I was like, why would I write when I can type? That sort of logic. I'm not the smartest. Anyway, so going back to this was probably the first computer I played, or that I used, but it was like those big floppy disks. It was like, I don't think I've ever played a game on that computer. But now fast forward to Baby Desro being maybe 8 years old. Actually, I'm born in 89. So 89. So StarCraft came out in 99. So I was literally Um, I was literally 10. Um, so Baby Desro grew up, and he went to the basement of his friend, and we played StarCraft. Now back in uh, StarCraft 1 campaign, which I think you played Terran first, right? Yeah, you played Terran first in the campaign. But eventually we got to the part in the campaign where you could play protoss, and I really like the big ships, the big carriers with the little interceptors. And I was like, this is cool, why be a Terran? Why be a bug? I really didn't like Zerg. We were playing Zerg when, like, for us, when we were 10, playing Zerg was like the equivalent of playing Amnesia. Like, you didn't know what the fuck was going on. Everything was really, like, ugly and scary. But Protoss, man, they had fucking lasers. Like, how can you beat lasers? Like, you're gonna fucking rip everyone if you have a laser, right? So I just ended up playing Protoss. And this is the story of how I use the computer and why I decided to play Protoss. Yes, I know, I'm an artist.